Welcome to another episode of the Global Game Pod, where we focus on one thing and one thing only, and that's football.
What a goal from Ronaldo! It is absolutely magnificent. It is David Beckham.
With Coach Rudy and friends, this is Global Game Pod.
Yo, what's happening, people? Welcome to another episode of the Global Game Pod, brought to you by CKB Interiors. If you need a kitchen, bedroom, you know what to do. Visit their website. All right, it is my guest today, and a lot of people, especially youngsters, are going to be looking, and you're going to be going, is it really him? Yes, it is. It is the guy who taught James Maddison how to hit a knuckleball perfectly. Footballer, I'll call him footballer because that's what he is. He's also an influencer on YouTube. He's a big part of Baiteze squad. He's obviously doing things on the YouTube scene, working with the likes of James Maddison and the England team. He is Mr. Theo Ola. Theo, welcome, man. Pleasure to have you here.
Thank you for having me, man. Thank you for that introduction as well. Thank you for that intro.
Hey, listen, I'm trying weekly, like when new guests come on, I'm trying to give him a nice little intro. I don't think I need to intro that knuckleball. You get me? And we're gonna get to that. So first and foremost, how you keeping? Safe? Everyone's at home and everything safe?
Yeah, we're just trying to stay at home, not going out when we don't need to, and trying to keep busy. It's difficult for everyone, but the main thing is just keep staying at home and keeping safe until this quarantine passes.
And in terms of your personal fitness and stuff like that, you stayed in shape?
If I'm honest with you, not really. I've you know what, I went for some runs, but I'm not some of my other friends, they're doing running daily and etc. But I ain't, because I'm not too sure when the football season's gonna start. So I'd rather time it so I don't get
kind of just let yourself go a little bit, and then when you know it's back, and then get back into pre-season and get ready for it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Wicked. So what I like to do on these things, I always like to start right at the beginning. So I don't know, from your earliest kind of memory of football and where you started, how old you were, and your journey from your earliest memory in a sense. How far back does it go?
Well, football was really kind of strange because I didn't start playing football seriously until sixth form. So I started playing football from obviously in secondary school. I went to Kingsford Community School in Beckton, and I was in my school team, but I was always on the bench because everyone on my school team was literally academies and that. And where my parents, I'm the oldest, so my parents are more you need to focus on your education, and I got siblings, so they wanted me to be the one that they look at. And so I didn't really play for a team like that until sixth form. I say the end of sixth form. I joined the team. I joined Farrock. Okay. They were in conference staff at the time, so I joined their academy scheme. And then from there, I just pushed on, and then I played some first team games for them, and then I moved on to Histon and Conference North at the time. And then from there I just pushed on really.
Yeah, that's mad. So this is different. Normally when I have conversations with people, it always starts at 5 years old, 6 years old, playing in the garden, doing this, doing that, and joining a grassroots team. And for you, few appearances in the school team.
Yeah.
Sixth form is when you start taking it seriously. So we could kind of skip the journey from 5 to 16, 17. But even then, just touching on that, the 5 to 16 age category, I'm sure you were still kicking a ball around.
Yeah, no, of course. I was kicked so I played for a Sunday league team actually called Eastleigh Colts with a few of my mates. And again, but it wasn't a thing where I was going consistently every Sunday. Sometimes I just wouldn't, I would go to because I'm Christian, I would go to church instead and stuff like that. But yeah, I did play football from quite a young age, but I never really was thinking, okay, this is what I really, really want to do, because I didn't think it was possible, if that makes sense.
Okay, so this is really good to understand different people's journeys, because what I'm finding talking to multiple people and multiple journeys is that there ain't two stories that match.
Mm.
There are no two stories that match. And I think what a lot of youngsters think is that there's some sort of playbook that you just got to follow and you're going to be a pro footballer. And I'm finding out all sorts, even for myself, like I'm finding out all sorts of different stories and different journeys that are happening.
Yeah.
So when you're in secondary school, you obviously went Kingsford. Big up Kingsford, because that's where my academy trains as well.
Okay, cool.
That's where we train. So big up Kingsford. Obviously, there's a lot of talent that comes through Kingsford and that. So were you ever in a playground? Were you ever that guy who everyone knew this kid's a baller, but he just ain't getting his opportunity? Or were you just in the background, like kind of like, you know what, I'll play if I play, basically?
I don't know. Do you know what it is? Because I can be honest and say I was in the background, but that was only because my year group, like there were so many talented footballers. Like there was players that were playing for Chelsea at the time, West Ham, Tottenham, even Reading and stuff. So it was difficult. Of course, I wasn't really allowed to even play football. I wasn't going to be at the forefront, but still, like, yeah, I reckon I was in the background. But I think that spurred me on to kind of work harder, because I would remember the days where there was one time, especially, where I didn't get picked for the school team, and I was like that spurred me on to want to work harder. And some of the school teachers would even say, like, if you're not playing at academy by year 9, you're not going to make it in football. Yeah. So that's another thing. And I don't think that's something that, especially a PE teacher, I don't think that's something that they should be saying to children, because that's going to make them, well, if you look at it in two ways, it can motivate you, or it could just put you down. Yeah. And you can just forget it. So, yeah. But I'll say out to the background.
I think I have to be a little bit honest, and I have to hold my hands up a little bit as well, because my early part of my coaching, I was always of that mindset as well, that if you haven't made it in the academy system by 13, 14 years old, your chances are shot. And that now I'm talking to a lot of like non-league players who even at 24, 25 years old are gonna break through. They're gonna get their first pro contract now, and it's like, the journey don't really end, does it? It's about what you said. It's about how motivated you stay. What was your motivating factor? Was it that your friends were in these academy systems and were about to sign scholars and go on to pro level, or was it just within yourself to say, you know what, I'm at that level. I can do that as well.
You know what? If I'm being honest, what motivated me was, like, it's crazy. I can't even. I'm not even too sure to say what motivated me, because the way I got into like playing for the conference side was I was playing at my local cage, Newham cages, and like just playing. We just used to play for fun. That was my escape. In fact, like coming back from sixth form, like revising and studying economics, and then coming to the ends, and then going to the Newham cage, seeing my boys that were at football colleges already. That was just my escapism, and I was just like, I used to cherish every moment of actually just playing football. And from there, that's where like I just met someone that he told me that, Theo, like, we think you're good enough to actually like do something with football, and that's what kind of then motivated me. If that makes sense.
So it was that voice in your ear that you needed, basically.
Yeah, definitely.
And how important is that voice in your ear? Because a lot of people don't have that voice in their ear.
Yeah, it's very important, because like they're so, especially with my Newham, I don't think there's a lot of opportunities for kids. Like there's either, like, if you're not in an academy, people are just doing all sorts of other nonsense. Do you know what I'm saying? They give up too quickly, and they just want to make money quickly, and etc. But if you have someone that's telling you like this is the way you should go, and someone that's older, that's been there and done that's something that many youths need. Yeah. It's like a mentor, if that makes sense. So
that's brilliant. That's
very important.
That's really good that you did have someone like that. So you go to Thurrock, you join the academy scheme. How did you find that? Because obviously this is your first proper, like this is your first real serious football. So how did you find that transition from just playing for fun, just to being your escape, and now it's actually getting serious now?
Yeah, it was different, because where like you're playing your little 5-a-side, 7-a-side, transitioning into 11-a-side football, where with people that have like at that academy, like people were coming from like professional teams like Leighton Orient, etc. And it was different, but like I kind of picked it up quick. And then I think I would say, as humbly as I can, with like some natural talent I had, like then I started getting noticed by like other clubs and stuff like that. But nothing really did materialize too well at the time. But yeah, the transition was good, I think. So yeah, it was good. It was good.
So, did you actually like sign a scholar, or did you go straight into the program? Because I think you play pro, correct? If I'm correct.
Yeah.
So was it a scholarship that like normal kids go through? They get a scholar and then they play in a youth team and they're under 23 and stuff like that, and then transition into the first team. Or for you, was it just you're playing in this system and then boom, you get a move? How did it work?
What do you mean from England to when I went abroad, or just from when I'm at Thurrock?
From Thurrock, yeah, from Thurrock.
So okay. So this is actually kind of a long story. So when I was at Thurrock, I was playing like the academy, so under the under 18s or under 19s or whatever. And then at the end of the season, like midway through the season, I started training with the first team. And then I played a few games for the first team, and that was because I finished sixth form. That was my last year. I couldn't do like a 2-year thing at academy scheme. So then my mum was like, listen, like you ain't got a pro, like you got to go uni. So I was like, I don't really want to go uni, but she said, I got to listen to my mum, innit?
Yeah, cool.
So I went to a uni in Cambridge called Anglia Ruskin, and then at the time the manager of Thurrock was Mark Stimson.
Yeah.
So Mark Stimson put in a word for me at Histon, and I signed at Histon, and I was playing in the Conference North there. So I was like doing like part-time uni, part-time football, etc. And then while I was there, it's so crazy because they lost so much money, and they said that they couldn't afford to pay me no more. I wasn't even getting that much. I was getting paid like £100 a game. And I don't know why at that time I had the wrong mentality. I was thinking, if I'm not getting paid, what's the point of me playing there? Like, but at that age, I think I was 19. Playing Conference North football is still, for no money, is still good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I left the club, and that just like deterred me from uni. I didn't want to go uni. So after I finished the 1 year at Anglia Ruskin, I just came back to East London, came back home. I started going to University of East London.
Yep.
And I signed for Aveley. And while I was at Aveley, I met one guy, and he just like was taking me like personal training and stuff, going in the gym every day, training with him. And he said there's an opportunity in Sweden. And I was like, that's cool, I'll take it, of course. Went to Sweden on trial, and we played a game against Nottingham Forest first team.
Okay.
And yeah, and then like I played really well. And I knew the assistant manager, Jimmy Gilligan, because while I was at Thurrock, he was a Stevenage manager, and I went on trial with Stevenage. So it was crazy, and I played really well, and they just signed me straight away. So
that's mad. That is actually mad, because not a lot of people would take an offer like that seriously.
Yeah, exactly.
But that just kind of goes to show that your mindset was that I'm going to make it in this game. I'm going to crack this game. And if that means going abroad, then that means going abroad. How did your family take that news? Because obviously, like, from what I'm hearing, your mum, your dad, they wanted you to be on it education-wise and stuff. How did they take that news? Because it could have been, it was a tough conversation. I can imagine it being a tough conversation.
No, do you know what's so funny? It's like, I don't know, but African parents, I think, like, until you actually show them, like, you show them the evidence of what's going on, they won't take you seriously. So when I went on trial and I signed, they were like, it was like they just forgot about education, and I was like, oh, well done, like, you know what I'm saying? It was crazy, man. But it was okay. They didn't mind. So Sweden was excellent. Like, it was so good. I can't. It was a really good time for me there.
How long did you spend that in Sweden then?
I spent 2 years. I spent 2 years there, and the first season, like, we were like in the championship, and I came like because their system, the way they plan their season is like different from England.
Okay.
So they start their season in March.
Oh, okay.
January, February, March, and then they have a break like during July. And then after, like, for like a month, and then they go back again, and they finish like in November. So I joined in July.
Okay, so second half.
Yeah, and that is like when that's basically like June, July, sorry, and that's when like England are starting their pre-season. So I was like, I wasn't unfit like that, but compared to them, their fitness levels, like it was difficult. But yeah, I was there for 2 years. The first season we were in the championship, then we like lost in the playoffs. So I stayed there for another year, and the agent I was with at the time, he told me that I was gonna, because I thought I was doing all right. He was telling me he's gonna get me another club, like in the Prem, and that didn't materialize. And then, yeah.
And was that England? Was that the end of football, or did you have another stint after that? Or
it wasn't the end, but when he didn't get me a club, and the club that he was getting me was like, they were offering me less money than what I was already getting in Sweden, and additionally, because in Sweden the money is not that great.
Yeah.
So I was like, I was kind of like disheartened, and I just went back to uni, and I completed my degree. So yeah, I completed my degree in psychosocial studies, psychology and sociology, and then I just started playing non-league again.
Okay, so how does your mindset work? Because it's mad. You start at 16, 17 years old, so you don't have the academy system in you first and foremost. So let's put that away. You're not going through the traditional scholarship in a sense, because you're doing a more like an education plus football program. You then get an opportunity to play National League South, which is a very, very good level. You play there, you do well, you get an offer to go abroad, you sign abroad, you stay there 2 years, and then you got to come back to non-league. So it's you're going from nothing to non-league to pro to back to non-league. Where was your mind at this point? Because there must have been so much going on, man.
Yeah, no, it's like it's tough. It wasn't easy. Like there was a point where I was like, kind of like what's the point, you know? Because I always like I thought like I was good enough to even like when I come back from Sweden, like to get a League 2 club or a League 1 club at least or something like that. But I think like when it comes to England, like they don't really like, unless you're playing for maybe like in Spain or I don't know, in the Bundesliga or whatever, they don't really like look at you as if it's anything. If not playing for the other big European leagues. So I came back and it was tough, man. It was tough. It wasn't easy. I was like still training, just hoping something would come up. And then when like the offers like that I was getting wasn't so great, like I was just you can't really do nothing but go on in life. Like I feel like no one's gonna feel sorry for you. Like you just have to move on. So that's why I just used my initiative and just completed university. And I can't really look back and say like, you know, I can't feel sorry for myself, if that makes sense. I just got to keep moving. It was difficult, like coming back into non-league, and then I was playing for I don't know if you know Justin Gardner.
Yeah, of course I know
the manager a bit. Yeah, Justin. Yeah, and obviously like the way I was trying to play like the football, like where I've been playing for 2 years, it's different from non-league. I was trying to like play, and it was frustrating at times, and I even quit. I was like, well, this is just longer. I can't. You know, I stopped enjoying football, like playing football, and then luckily, like I just thought of doing the Baiteze thing, and I really enjoy doing that, and it's fun and stuff like that. So yeah.
Nah, that's quality. Like it goes to show that there is a strength in character in your mind there, because a lot of people, like you said, would have just been like, you know what, sod this. And I have to go back to the reference that you made right from the beginning on people in Newham and kids in Newham and how their mind works, and they're chasing that money and they want an easy life. Do you get me? They want it.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I think I just lost you there for a second, but I've got you back. Okay, but yeah, like I was saying, so a lot of guys, I mean, referencing back to what you were saying about the boys in Newham, I mean, you could have easily come back and your mind have been like, you know what, man, F this, I'm just gonna join the crowd and follow whatever's going on. But you stay disciplined, you completed your degree, so first of all, hats off to you for that.
Thank you.
Because that's big. To come back, you've been a pro footballer. Not many people who have been a pro footballer can come back and actually be like, yeah, I need to put my head down and study now again. Because you've had that lifestyle, and it can't be easy.
Yeah.
But then obviously you got this whole Baiteze thing comes about. So tell us a little about Baiteze, you know, because obviously I know viewers are here probably will be able to school me, but just for someone like me and for the older crowd a little bit, speak to us about Baiteze. What is it? What's the concept of it?
Well, before I go into that, can I touch on something quickly?
Yeah, go for it. Go for it.
So it's like I feel with kids, not like when I was in secondary school. You remember, like I was telling you, all them boys that were at academies. A lot of them boys now, like not a lot of them boys, but a few of them, they're in jail now. Like as soon as they get released and they're not getting the money they're doing also like selling drugs, joining gangs. And I've noticed there's a big pattern of that, especially like in Newham. Like there's like so many talented boys, for one reason or another, they may not get a professional contract or they don't get a scholar. And as soon as they don't get a scholar, I see a pattern where they just join gangs, they start doing foolishness. And what I kind of wanted to do with Beatty is show the people, like our community, the youth, that there's so many other things you can do in football where you can actually enjoy it and even make money off it. So for example, Beatty's, we didn't start it. It wasn't started to make money, but if we continue going, you can make a lot of money from it, and you're enjoying it as well. So there's different avenues that you can do to also like get in the football game if it's not being professional and you still enjoy it. So that's one thing. That's one message I would like to put out to the young youths, that don't think because just because like you haven't got a deal at a club, like your life's over. There's so many other ways you can get into doing football, even through like gaming, YouTube videos, coaching, etc. So yeah.
Nah, that's big. That's massive.
Yeah.
That's first I have to touch on that point, because that is actually incredible advice for youngsters. And not just for youngsters, but even for people who are falling off at like 23, 24, because you hear a lot of common stories that at 23, 24 years old, guys get released off their contract. And, you know, for a long time, they've been used to a certain amount of money. And it's normal, it's natural. When we've got a certain amount of money, you kind of want the same amount or more. Everyone's always chasing more money. And people start to follow these trends where they can make quick money, good money, but not the right way. And eventually you will get caught.
Of course, definitely.
You know, that's
you always get caught. You always get caught, I think, and it's not worth it in the long run. Like once you get to a certain age and the penny drops, you realize like you just wasted your time. Like you should have listened to the people that told you not to do the things that you were getting into. So, but it's also difficult. I feel like when people are getting let go at certain ages, I feel like it's a responsibility of the clubs as well. Like this stuff is also like mentally and psychological as well. Like it's not easy for people just getting released and then having to, you know, some of them don't even have qualifications, some of them don't have nothing. So I feel like there needs to be a support system in place for young footballers, and even when people retire, because a lot of footballers retire and they haven't saved money, and then they get into like depression or they've gambled all their money. Like there needs to be some support system, I think, that's put in place for footballers so they can fall back on something, if that makes sense.
I think that's massive. I think what you're saying there is absolutely massive. I mean, it's not something it's not something I would have thought of if you didn't mention it. I mean, it really does make sense though, because I mean, I was talking to Joel Nooble. I don't know if you know him.
Yeah.
Big Noob. And his journey started at 6 years old, and he ended up getting released at 14 at Chelsea. And the way he got released, and he's still, because I only spoke to him a couple of days ago, so that story's still fresh in my head. And I just couldn't understand the psyche of the club, because the way they released him was via telephone, and they made his parents do it. And it was bugging me, because I run an academy. So I've got an academy myself, and we're trying to bridge the gap between grassroots football and academy football and try to give youngsters a platform. So in terms of training, in terms of how they should be prepared and stuff like that, we're trying to bridge that gap. So we are in essence an academy. So we also have trials. We also have boys who get selected and get rejected and get released as well. But what we like to do is we like to give them a network, which is, if you do get released at 16 years old, for example, then we're going to do your level 1 for you, the bare minimum. So at least you can take up coaching. Do you understand? And so you've got a different avenue in the game, and we kind of want to try and keep in touch with all of these boys and watch their journeys, as you know, because for me, that's the most important thing in football. Isn't yeah, obviously we would all love kids to be pro, especially in that area, especially in Newham. We love boys from Newham repping, you know. That's big for us as a community.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we don't want to hear those same guys that were ballers
Yeah.
are now in jail. We don't want to hear that.
It's a joke, man. And it's like a lot of this stuff could have just like easily been prevented. Sorry, if there's just, I think, a bit more support for them, just a bit more support. But you know, it's a tough one. It's a tough one. I think people like these areas, like where we're from, that's like there's not enough funding from the government. It's so many other factors. I think it's not just like it's a tough one, to be honest. I think.
Nah, but it's really good to have people like you, especially come on here and speak honestly, because it kind of like, hopefully people are watching here and I hope there's people out there like me, because I'm kind of the kind of person, and when I hear something, I like to jot it down and be like, right, how do we change it? How do we work together? How do we build that bridge as a community? And how do we become our own support network? Because I've always of this mindset. I think it's because the FA messed me around so much in terms of my qualifications and my badges. Where I've been on the waiting list for the UEFA B for about 5 years now. So,
wow.
Yeah, so it's like my mindset kind of was like, well, I don't really want to do this. And because of it, I was like, you know what? I have to open my own doors. I need to stop waiting for people to open doors for me, because it ain't going to happen.
Yeah.
So even stuff like this podcast and stuff, like you've seen it, I approached you directly. It's not like I'm running through somebody and somebody's doing me favors and stuff. I just chancing my luck. If it works, it works. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. So that's why I'm even more appreciative when people like you come on this platform, because not only is it growing my platform, but at the same time, I'm able to share these kind of stories. And then you never know where this could lead to. Like that support network and that support system that you're talking about, there might be 20, 30 people watching this who are going to be like, let's do something.
Yeah.
Here we go. Yeah, so Theo's back.
Yeah, sorry, man. The connection is crazy, man.
Nah, don't be silly. It's fine. Like this is gonna happen over these kind of things, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you were saying in terms of like the support network and stuff. So that's what we were talking about. If you forgot. I think I lost him again, guys. Bear with me. That's perfect. All right, guys. Well, I think we've got him back. Let's try this again. Yeah. Nah. So yeah. So we were talking about in terms of like if 20, 30 people are watching this. Or even in less than that, you could actually put something together to be that bridge and to be that support.
Yeah, definitely, man. You can always help someone indirectly or directly. So the important thing, like just helping people out, man, because you help someone. It's a chain reaction, basically, and that's all I'm about, really, as well, man. I just want to help elevate people as well, and that's one of the reasons why we started Baiteze. So I can like answer your question on how it started. Basically, like. Obviously, we're from Newham, and a lot of my friends, we normally go and play football in Newham cages. And like we would like enter like Adidas tournaments, Nike tournaments, and we would win a lot. And then one day I was looking on YouTube and I was thinking to myself, like, I see a lot of people doing this YouTube stuff, but I don't really feel that like there's people from our area, like, or like our background, similar background with different ethnicities, cultures and backgrounds, that are doing YouTube. And I feel like we should like do it, because I feel like we all got personalities and it'll be fun, something to do. So I messaged one of my boys, because Lloyd, one of my closest friends, he's a editor.
Okay.
And I was like, what do you think about this? And he was like, oh yeah, this is cool. I got some of the boys, we shot a video for it, and it got good reception. Then the second video we done, like that went viral, and we like got invited onto Soccer AM. And then from there, then everything just picked up. Like it was crazy. We just got a lot of traction on people following us on Instagram, Twitter, and stuff like that. And yeah, that's where it started. It just started like just coming together and saying, listen, like let's do something for our community. And we all put like objectives and what we would like. What do you see for this? And then like the bigger thing for Beatty is not just about football content. We want to kind of do it. We want to build a brand, so it's something where people from like underprivileged backgrounds, like places like Newham, Hackney, Tower Hamlets, they can use Beatty as a platform to get into something, whether it be football, something sports related, as in presenting, podcasts, music, just as a hub. And because like we want to network, like give them opportunity to network with people to get into a sector they want to. So yeah, there's like we have a bigger plan for it, basically.
It's massive. It sounds like a whole empowerment project, and I love that because it definitely has my attention. I mean, I watch football in its all its formats. So it doesn't have to be match of the day, or it doesn't have to be the Premier League. And I've got more sense of appreciation of football ever since I've been at Billericay and in the National League South. Before that, I would probably brush off the National League South and be like, nah, it's just non-league football, like whatever.
Yeah.
But while I'm in there and where I am there now and where I see the fans and it's football. It's real football. Do you understand? Like the fans are close to you. But now I see like there's a whole different avenue for kids to go into. And then I watch the YouTube scene and I think, right, this. Like I watched your video, I'm not gonna lie. So how I came across yourself is I watched the Baiteze, and obviously I know about the Baiteze boys and obviously the songs and the rest of it. And I will randomly be walking around my house going, yo, oh, nah. But it's just because it's catchy. Do you understand?
Yeah.
It's catchy, and then obviously when I started speaking to Ibi, and then Ibi tells me that you guys are Newham based. I never ever knew that, and I was like, right, these boys are from the ends. Like, I should be watching their stuff more. I should be supporting their content more because they're from the ends. So then I saw your video and posted on the England on England's Twitter page, and I was like, that's beautiful. He's from Beatty, and he's kicking ball with the big boys. That so he's made it. He's done what he needs to do. And from there, I kind of like went into your background and saw that you actually played pro and you actually at non-league. And obviously I got Ade at Ade. So I always ask Ade as well, like, what Theo not playing? Like, why is he not playing football? What's going on? Why is he not at a higher level? So I want to ask you that question. Now I can ask you that directly. Why are you not playing at a higher
level? I think do you know what? Like, I think, like, when I could kind of say, like, I'm not as motivated as I was before. You know, I feel like if I'm not going to enjoy it, like, I don't want to put myself through something where I'm not enjoying it. Because when I came back from Sweden and I was playing in the Ryman club, and I just didn't enjoy it. So I said, you know what? Like, I don't want to like waste my time doing something where I'm not basically enjoying it or getting no fun out of it. Because at the end of the day, when I'm done with the game, it's just spoiling my day and probably like spoiling the people around me, like, because I'll just be kind of off and annoyed and stuff like that. So, but do you know what it is? Like, I'm feeling now with this whole pandemic and everything, I'm kind of appreciating like football, because I haven't played it in a while and I miss it. So I think like after this is done, I'm going to try and see where I can go with football again. I think kind of a blessing in disguise. Like, that don't sound, I think I'm getting a bit of the hunger back. So yeah.
I like that. I like to hear stuff like that, because you know I'm in a good position, and I can definitely put a word out there. Obviously, no promises, but I can put a word out there. Like I said, you know, if you're not gonna help your own community, who are you gonna help? Like, I always say that to people. Who are you gonna help? And it's good to hear that fire is back, because what I see you do on a Sunday league pitch to some people is that it's not nice. It's quite disrespectful to them. So I think I personally feel you should be playing at a higher level, and hopefully that move comes for you. Come the beginning of the next season. But moving on to, obviously, my next question was going to be, what is the future for Theo? Like, what do you want to do next, and where do you see yourself in terms of football? But I think you kind of answered that already. So what I will do is I'll change it up a little bit, and I'll say, where do you hope to go in terms of the YouTube scene? Because I see now a lot of footballers, even active playing footballers, have their own YouTube platform. So there's nothing wrong in being a footballer and having a YouTube platform. So I can ask this question. We know what you want to do on the football side, but what do you want to do on the YouTube side? How big do you want to go?
Of course, we want to be as big as possible. The thing is, I think it's quite difficult now. Of course, we're still getting our subscribers and supports, which we're always grateful for. But I think, like, especially in Newham, I feel like people don't really support each other too much, and it's not taking a toll on us or nothing. But we just wanna try and get more support from Liam first, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So essentially, of course, we want to be as big as we can, but we want to get people behind us. So we want to get more people from Newham, Tower Hamlets, Hackney behind us, so we can then build from there. So what we have planned, is we're going to start visiting schools, and we want to shoot challenges. Like we do 5-a-side challenges and all this stuff. We want to start shooting some challenges with some school kids, and also kind of being mentors for them and trying to keep them on the right path. And for the ones that may be getting into trouble or anything, we want to show them that, listen, if you enjoy football or anything on social media, look at this avenue. You know what I'm saying? So we want to do that. So yeah.
Nah, that's good. That's very, very good to hear. And I mean, if myself or my academy or anything like that, we can offer any help in any way, shape, or form. We're only small. We're only trying, but that's another that's another 200, 300, because I have 200, 250 kids at my academy. So if I have 200, 250 kids who we can lead towards the Baiteze side, more than always willing to work with like-minded people, because at the end of the day,
definitely.
What is the point of building your own brand and you got no support for it? It's just the people within your circle. That makes no sense.
Course.
You understand?
Yeah,
You've got to expand
it.
You've got to expand it. And sometimes in order to expand, you have to collab and you have to work together with other people.
Definitely. I believe that, man. You got to work with people to help them expand your stuff. So yeah.
That's quality. That's quality. And I'm looking forward to the journey. But now I got to ask, because I've seen you shoots with the likes of Mane, Wijnaldum. I've seen you there. I've seen you with Maddison and all them guys. What was your best shoot? What was your best shoot? It could even be a Beatty shoot that you've done. I don't know. What was your best shoot?
Do you know what? The best shoot that's come from Baiteze is I was lucky enough to get invited to by Adidas to Russia.
Oh, okay.
So I got invited to Russia, and I played at the World Cup Stadium.
Wow.
I played at the World Cup Stadium, and they filmed we got to so it was I was the sole representative from England, and it was players from other countries. We got together in Russia, and we done different football activities. We got to meet all Messi.
Wow.
Yeah. Podolski.
That's done then. You met Messi. It's done. There's no point. I can't ask you who's the biggest name you've met. You've met Messi. There's no point.
No, yeah. So we got to meet them, and I got to play in front of Kaka.
Wow.
And I think that was the best thing for me, because he's one of my favorite players, of course, and playing at the World Cup stadium before the World Cup even happened, and just that
is that clip that I've seen that clip on you on your Instagram page where Kaka's actually watching you.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So that's what that is. I thought initially I was like, wait, did you play Russia as well? How the hell? Because when I was getting the episode, I was like, you played Russia? Rah, that's gonna be fun to talk about. But then I realized that you didn't actually play for a Russian team, but you just played there.
Yeah.
That's quality, man.
That was probably the best shoot, and from social media stuff that I've done. That's probably the best thing I've done. So yeah.
And how high do you rate the knuckleball? Was it? Listen, you have to be honest now. Was it a fluke?
No, it wasn't a fluke. Do you know what? Because before that, we had a game. We had I think 2 weeks or 3 weeks before that, Beatty's had a cup game, and I scored a knuckleball like that.
Serious?
So I was yeah, I scored. I'll send you the free kick after. Yeah, I scored a knuckleball from 30 yards or something, 35 yards, and I was like, do you know what? Let me just do it. You know what I'm saying? I was coming across quite humble, but in my head I was a bit confident. I was a bit confident. Yeah.
That's it. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna split this video right here, and I'm gonna put both those goals, just so people can see what we're talking about. Because some people might not see that, some people might see it. So what I'll do is I'll get both videos. The first one I'll get the Beatty's one, so people seen you do it in a real game. Yeah. And then obviously I'll put the next one up, which is Maddison saying to you, "Teach me how to do that." Now that must have got gassed when he said that.
Yeah, I was gassed because obviously. But prior to that, people have told me yo, Maddison's a baller. He's got crazy tech, innit? And then from when he's saying, the expression he had, and it come across genuine as well. I was like, yeah, I got a bit, you know, you know what I mean? So no, yeah, no, that was awesome, man.
No, that's superb, but that's superb. But listen, it's been a pleasure talking to you because I think you've covered. I think it's been a bit of a different one for me in a sense where there's not much from your young days, like in terms of your 60, 70. And again, personally, if I'm a youngster watching this, I'd find that inspiring because you didn't have what all these youngsters did have, which is academy life and academy system, but the dream didn't end for you.
Yeah.
And you still went and you still played pro. You can still say that loudly. Like, I played pro football. I know what it's like to play pro football. How many kids can actually say that, especially from ends? You get me?
Yeah, no, it's tough. It's like, I wouldn't say like, for example, like, of course, like when I was growing, like from 16, like when I was like the academy, whatever, the academy scheme, I had some trials, like Stevenage with Wimbledon, and obviously I had a lot of knockbacks. Even when I was in uni, I had the trial for a team called SC Paderborn. They're in the Bundesliga.
Okay.
They're playing they're in the Bundesliga now, and like it's crazy because like when I went on trial there with the first team, I was like the youngest player there. And all their players now, like they got players playing for Norwich, like Mario Vrancic, Diego Dem plays for Leipzig, and all these players. And it's like, and obviously now when I was there for like a week, 2 weeks, I'll speak to them and getting to know them and stuff. And you have all these knockbacks, but for youngsters, like you're gonna have knockbacks in life, not only just football. These like you learn a lot of life lessons when you're chasing things and you're trying to achieve your dream. So like don't let it put you down. If you want something, you have to go and get it. And additionally, in life, no one's gonna feel sorry for you. So just keep working hard, and you know what I'm saying. Don't really have excuses.
Yeah.
Go and get what you need to go and get, or what you want.
No, that's brilliant, and that's brilliant. And like we discussed, I mean, we'll talk after this. We'll stay in touch, and if we can sort something out, even via the Baiteze channel, via my academy's route, whichever way we want to do, get together, maybe after the pandemic is over, and talk about how we can create this support system. You know, how we can bridge that gap, because it's needed. Like you said, it's needed, especially for our own community. I mean, it ain't got to be massive, it ain't got to be worldwide, but as long as it covers our people in our community, we can definitely talk about that as well. So
yeah, that's something I feel passionate about, that, because I want to like ask you, like, because I was thinking to kind of like do, I don't know, like I want to kind of like do not a documentary, but like interview quite a lot of people, because I feel like where I used to play football in Neum Generals now, I mean Neum Cages, sorry, like it's not free no more. Like kids can't just go in and go and play football.
Nah.
Like you have to like, and a lot of, I know, like growing up, I didn't have a lot of money. A lot of kids their parents don't have a lot of money to give them what, like £5 or £10 a day to go and book a cage to play football, just to play football. And I feel like, I don't know if it's the government or the private owners, but like there needs to be more safe spaces for kids to do stuff. No youth centers. Pictures are not free for kids, so they're gonna get into crime. They're gonna get into dodgy stuff or silly stuff they shouldn't be doing. And I feel like I don't know, as a community, we kind of need to get together and like try and do something about it. Because I can't think of any place like apart in Newham that I've been where like there's the facilities, good facilities, safe facilities, not like bumpy pitches, but like good, safe, flat surfaces that's free and available for kids to play on. I can't think of any.
Because there isn't.
Off the top of my head. Exactly, and I think that's a major problem.
It is massive.
You know
it's massive. I mean, to run an academy, people wouldn't actually believe how much it costs. It's stupid. It's stupid amount of money. And you got to understand, we are Newham based now. In Newham, you get two kinds of people: some who are well off and some who are not. You understand?
Yeah.
And as an academy, you know, how I look at, like I said to you, we're trying to bridge that gap from grassroots to academy football. We want to try and produce as many players as we possibly can. And a lot of our boys, I mean, being in the area, they're black or Asian. That's what we get. And that's not by choice. That's what we get. And we're happy to deal with that. We're not going to knock anyone back. But what we do is we look at talent. So sometimes, as you know, you'll see a fantastic player, baller, but lives in the Estates. And like you said, no money, you know, and he can't cover his subs. He can't cover his things like that. So it falls on me, it falls on the club to cater for this guy. You can't release a kid because he hasn't got £5, £10 in his pocket to pay his subs. It's just not on, and I don't believe in that. I do not believe in that. But like you said, but then where we come unstuck as a club is when it's time to book training pitches.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, I don't know if you know, but even a place like Wanster Flats, they charge us.
What? Seriously? What?
To use their free space, we have to pay.
Wanstead Flats?
Wanster Flats, and not many people know this. That's what I'm trying to say. So when people think that, oh, you're only training at Flats, well, yeah, we train on a Saturday morning at Flats because it's a big space. But what people don't realize is we got to pay 10% for every kid that's there. So it's
crazy.
So you got 200 kids, you start doing the maths, it's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Do you get me? And it's not like you can it's not like you can scam it because they come and check every single week.
Yeah, there needs to be, as a community, we need to do, I don't know what we can do, but we need to, like, if it's a petition or something, like, we need to do something, because I think it's the way everything is going right now, too many people are dying. Even the guy that died the other day, I forgot his name. He died on Freemasons. He was a worker for the NHS.
Yeah. I heard about that. Yeah.
He got stabbed for no, like, there's too much of this stuff going on, and it's like we need to come to get together as a community and try and do something, man, because the kids nowadays are just really reckless, and it's not going to get any better. So we need to, if the government don't do nothing, we need to put our foot down and do something.
110% agree with you, and 110% back you in whatever you have in mind. I mean, like, I'm sure people who are watching this are gonna have ideas. So if you've got ideas, hit us up. We'll take them, because let's do it. Like, so it's like, saying that, stop talking about it and do something about it. So
yeah, exactly, yeah.
Let's do something about it. Do you understand? I mean, if we can help one kid, and that's one kid less that's in that life. But with the platform that someone like you's got, someone like Baiteze has got, that platform can only bring positive in cases like this. So
yeah,
let's do it. 100%. Let's do it. Nah, you know what? This is why I like speaking to people. I mean, some people say, oh, do you actually get to know the person before you speak to them? And I always say, no, I want it to be raw. I want it to be fresh. I want to learn about the guy as I'm going along. So yeah, there will be times where I'll be like, right in awe. I had a conversation with Omar Rizza, who was the old Leighton Orient manager.
Yeah.
And I had a conversation. I'd never spoken to him prior to it. Literally spoke to him about 5 minutes before we started recording. And in mid-conversation, I was like this. Like, because I'm just so inspired by what he's saying in the story. And it's the same with you right now. So when people think, Rude, is he acting out or what? No, it's just because I get idea and I'm like, yeah, I've got somebody else I can work with, somebody else on the same page as me. And I see that in you. And if you represent what Baiteze is, then I see that in all those members of Baiteze. And yeah, we see the fun and jokes and the banter, and that's brilliant. You want to see that. We want to see the comedic side of things. But at the same time, there's a serious side as well.
Yeah.
And I think it's important that people know that there's a serious side to it as well.
Yeah, definitely. We're gonna look, like, that's something we're aiming to promote more as well. Like, we want to promote people, because as we said, people just see a lot of the banter side and everything, but like behind the scenes, we're really trying to help. We're trying to help, not Newham in the beginning, but obviously you want to spread around, of course, because it's not only in Newham, it's in so many other boroughs as well. So
brilliant. If we can do it via football, even better, because that's something that we all love. So
yeah, exactly.
We can bring that together with the banter and the wittiness, because this is what I'm trying to say. People don't understand that banter, that comedy side is important. It's important.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
You have to be humorous, because the way to bring kids in is to be humorous. You understand? If you're serious all the time, it's like when you were a young player. If your manager's just on you all the time, likelihood is you're going to stop listening.
Yeah, definitely.
But if your manager's got a relationship with you, can banter with you, but you will run for brick walls for him at the end of the day. That's life. So now, Theo, listen, it's been an absolute pleasure. Just one parting message from yourself, because I know you've been serious, you've covered your story, everything like that, and you've given me a lot of serious points as well. But from one last parting message to the people, to the youngsters, it can be not serious, it can be serious, whatever you want. But a parting message for them, like, in terms of, we'll keep the target audience, youngsters who might be watching this. What would you say to them?
What would I say? Work hard. Like, everyone always says that. Work hard. Like, no, seriously, you need to work hard and try and enjoy it. Because, you know, as you're still young, it's still difficult, but this is the best time to enjoy it. Because if you do sign professional contracts, that's when, like, you're starting again, and then it's like a whole different new battle, uphill struggle. So enjoy it, enjoy the grind, and just keep going, man. Keep pushing.
Brilliant. Guys, I'm gonna put Theo's socials there. What I will do is I'll put Baiteze's socials there as well.
Yeah.
So guys can go straight to the go to Baiteze's page and to Theo's. Give him a follow. Give Baiteze a follow. My socials will be there as well, as always. Like it, share it, subscribe it. Let's try and get this one, because I always say, because podcasts are quite long. They're quite long episodes. I mean, they're 50, 60 minutes long. So
yeah,
I always my target was always, if I could get 300 people watching a podcast, I've done well for myself.
Yeah.
And we're hitting those numbers now. So I'm starting to try and branch out to 5, 6, 7, 800. Now let's try and get those, because especially us Newham people. Theo said Newham needs to support ourselves more, so let's do it.
Yes, man. Trust me, Newham support Newham, man. Come on, guys, man. Support each other.
Nah, that's brilliant.
We'll get there.
100%. So guys, like it, share it, subscribe. Theo, you've been an absolute pleasure. Thank you very much for coming on and doing this. I really do appreciate it.
Thank you for having me, man. I appreciate it as well, man.
100%, no problem whatsoever. Anytime. I mean, we can have conversations all day long. Like, you're more than welcome to. If you've got anything you want to talk about, serious, not serious, or you've got people at Baiteze who you think should come on and speak their journey, whatever, just give me a shout and I'll bring them up.
100%.
This podcast isn't about. It's not about bringing Cristiano Ronaldo on. It's not about bringing Messi. You know, it's not about that. It's about bringing people from the manor, people from the area, people who are doing good things in and around London, in and around the world, because people don't get appreciated all the time. So I just want to try and give a little bit of highlight to it. So, but before you do go back, I always ask this question to everybody: Ronaldo or Messi?
I see you got Ronaldo there already, innit? I'm sure you like Ronaldo more, innit? Mm-hmm. I think Messi's better. I think Messi's better than Ronaldo. I can't lie. Messi's better.
I said, you know what I said, yeah? My first episode I did with my business partner and my best mate as well. And I said to him, I'm gonna do a poll, because when I asked him that question, he said Messi. So I'm gonna do a poll. Every guest that comes on here, I'm gonna ask him that question, yeah. And I regret it. I regret asking that question.
No, Messi's better, man. Ronaldo's sick as well, but I just think Messi's just unreal. Like I can't explain it. Like Ronaldo's I think the best goal scorer in the world, but Messi's he can do everything, man. He's just a goal.
I switched off after he said Ronaldo's the best. I didn't hear what you said after that. I'm joking. Cool, I'm joking. It's a matter of opinions. Everyone's entitled to it. And as I keep saying, I don't know, keep reminding everyone, don't hate Messi. I like Messi.
Yeah.
I prefer Ronaldo. So
that's fair enough.
That's a matter of opinions. But listen, you stay safe, keep well, and I'll definitely be speaking to you soon. Guys, I will be back in the next couple of days with another episode. Till then, peace.